Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Priscilla and today we are starting a new painting. Since it is spring break, I decided I want to paint. So we're gonna get going with some of that. So here's going to be my reference for the painting. It is going to be a self-portrait again because those are easiest to get reference photos from because I'm right here, so I can just take a photo and it's super easy to get a reference of myself, so that's what we're going to do today. I'm just going to be practicing painting faces because it's kind of hard for me to paint faces and I'm getting the practice, so you're going to see my process and see if I've gotten better since my first painting one class. I already prepped the canvas, so we're just going to go ahead and start the process. I have 1 week to do this painting and I don't know if I'm going to finish it in like 2 days because I really have nothing to do on the spring break, but we'll just have to see. Also, make sure to follow me on my Instagram. I post constantly on newest updates on the paintings that I'm doing, and I also post reels. So if you want to watch the short form of my painting process, you can go ahead and go on there. But I feel that this YouTube one shows really the thoughts and the process in depth of painting. And yeah, I also post my professional art paintings, like the professional pictures of them, on Instagram as well. So it's kind of like a portfolio on my Instagram. So yeah, let's get started. I just did a bunch of reference photos, so now we're going to pick one of them and paint one of them. By this point, I should have already chosen the reference, as in the intro, I said, here's the reference photo. Yeah, I decided not to do that photo, so we're gonna go with something else. I wanted something where it's me, but there's a contrast between the dark and the light side of my face. So I have a bunch of different options that I just did. I already have a vision of what I want it to look like. I want it to look like an old Renaissance painting of, you know, those portraits that have like a black background and the person in the foreground and the subject. I wanted to do something like that. So I have a bunch of reference photos. I really don't know which one to choose. They're all like kind of mid. But this is like my first time doing something like this. So if my face looks goofy in the picture, like, yo, I'm just practicing, so it'll be okay. Hello everyone. As you can see, I was prepping the canvas with gesso, and in between each layer, I sanded it with 120 grit sandpaper. I looked up what the best type was for a painting, and that's just what was recommended, and it seemed pretty good. I was also prepping a bigger canvas just for a later project, so you can see me sanding that as well. I had never really prepped my canvas and smoothed it out with sandpaper that thoroughly before, and I realized just how important it is to prep your canvas. The canvas was so smooth and so easy to paint on, and it felt good that I had a good foundation for my painting to go on, so I definitely recommend you do that before every painting. It is a game changer. I just went to the store, to Hobby Lobby, because I really needed some things that I realized right when I made this video, so I had to go run down there really quick. So first off, I realized I want to transfer this printed picture. This looks weird. It just looks goofy. Yeah, so I wanted to transfer this picture onto this canvas that I've already prepped, and the transfer method is basically you put graphite all across the back, you place it onto your surface, and then you trace the areas that you want outlined. Well, I didn't want to do that because that takes so long and it doesn't even transfer that well. So I decided to get some graphite paper, so that's what I got. And it's basically transfer paper. This is graphite. You place it under it so you don't have to draw all over on the back. Then I decided to get more paint, and I just got the primaries, more of the primaries. I didn't get the exact color types that I got for my painting one class, but I just needed a refill of some of them, and these I thought were basically the same. This is primary blue, primary yellow, and cadmium red medium. So basically the same as these ones, but these are almost all out, and I just wanted to get a head start and, you know, be prepared if I need more paint. And yeah, so I'm gonna do the transfer method with this and the graphite paper. Let's just see how it works. Oh yeah, also I'm not gonna be using this big easel that I used for the big painting that I had last week. I'm using this one. It's way smaller. Yeah, because this is the size of canvas that we're doing it on. And this canvas that I prepped is the smoothest canvas I've ever had before. It is so nice. I love it. I'm so excited. I'm actually so surprised how I never thoroughly prepped my canvas before, and I was just so shocked at how smooth it was. Anyways, now I am just tracing my face and just trying to get the proportions right and in place, and this was a very simple process. So this was just the beginning, and this was just the easy part. All right, the moment of truth. I'm a little nervous. I really hope it transferred. I mean, if not, I could just do it again, but still. Okay, let's see. Oh my. That transferred so well. Oh my word, I'm actually so shocked. For some reason, I didn't think this was gonna work out as good as it did. All right, I guess we're done with the sketch then. Now it's time for the actual painting. Oh my word. I was just gonna dump out some of this red and it flicked onto my hair. Oh my word. You gotta be kidding me. Bruh. I dyed that one red, guys. Yeah. Now we get to the actual painting part. I am making a neutral color to put as the underpainting. Painters do this so that none of the white of the canvas peeks through. And another reason why painters do this is because having a white canvas distorts your perception of color, because if you put a color next to white, it will automatically make the color look super dark next to it. So having a neutral color as a ground will help you to identify colors better and make them the color that you see on the reference photo. I'm still learning and growing in identifying color in general, so you can see me still kind of struggle throughout this painting with trying to get colors right, but that's okay because I eventually get a pretty close color at the end. This first layer is just to lay some color down and is like a second underpainting of just blocking in colors and getting the general color of that shape down. Like the title suggests, I struggled with this painting a lot. I had fun, but it was kind of hard trying to make the painting look like myself. And that's why I said at the beginning how I was practicing, because I had already known that I wasn't very good at painting faces. So this is me going at it again to get better. Here are two of the paintings that I did before I took a painting one class and when I was just coming back to painting, which was last fall. As you can see, these are not very good, but after practicing painting consistently for the last 7 months, there's been significant growth. It can be a little discouraging as you're going through a painting and it's not going the way you thought, but that is totally normal. There will be stages where you definitely do not like the painting, but you continue anyways. And that's the best thing you can do, is keep pushing forward, because that's what it's all about. If you have a passion to do something or get better at something, it just takes practice and your time and effort. But you can see this painting goes through many stages, but I just tried to stick it through and put more time into it. The shadow side of my face was one of the things that was hard for me, just trying to mix the color because I couldn't tell what the color was as a whole. I just kept kind of seeing a neutral purple color, which neutral means, for example, here it's purple with its complementary color, so that would be yellow. And I did add some yellow into my purple color, but something was still a little off, so you can see me try and fix the shadow color all throughout the video. On another note, I really liked painting the black background and just painting black straight out of the tube because it's just so satisfying. I've done a couple paintings where the background is just black and I loved every second of it. I'm just painting it black and seeing the rich color and pigment of it go on the canvas, and it's just so satisfying. satisfying. I really like painting black backgrounds. Now that I have all the colors blocked out, I am just going back and touching up color and getting more specific in detail. Like I said, prepping the canvas was definitely a game changer for me. It was so nice to paint on such a smooth canvas. Like the paint glided on so easily, and I never really had that. Even in my last YouTube video, I was kind of struggling with putting the paint on the canvas because I didn't sand it that well, and I didn't realize until it was done and I had gone through the footage. So yeah, that sucks, but it's okay because now I've learned from my mistakes and I can learn from it next time. I just did part of the hair and defining the light areas of it, and then this is where I start to try and define details on my face more, and it's looking a little rough. My thought process was maybe the shadow side looks weird because I haven't defined the rest of the features on my face yet. I really shouldn't have been that worried just about this stage in the painting because with acrylic paint, it dries really quickly, so it could be easily fixed. And it eventually does, but at this stage, I can admit it does look a little silly, and I was aware of it at the time too. This day I was motivated and I was really trying to lock in. I started examining the shadow side and zooming into my face to see all the colors and see where they were placed. Even though I was motivated and trying to lock in, I still kept doing the mistake of just blending all the colors that were on the shadow side that were in the right places and blending out all across the shadow side of the face, which blended all the colors together and made a sort of light gray. And I eventually learned from this mistake and fixed it later, but that's just what was happening. Well, that was a nice little break. So this is acrylic medium. This is a medium that can make your paint transparent, and it could also be used as a varnish. In this case, I used it to make my paint transparent. I was trying to do a glazing effect, which a glazing effect is where you put a thin layer of color over another color to make the color that you are glazing over darker or lighter. I was trying to make mine a little darker, but this didn't matter in the end because I just needed to mix the right colors and put them in the right places instead of just trying to make it a little darker by doing the glazing effect because that didn't really work very well. Hey, now it's actually starting to look a little better. I know the jawline looks a little weird right now, but I'm gonna fix that later. I'm gonna give credit though to my younger sister and younger cousin because they would walk in and give me feedback on which parts of my face and the painting looked off. And I think since I had been looking at this painting for so long, I couldn't really tell which specific details were making this painting not look like me. And they both really helped me to fix certain areas that they thought weren't like my face, and certain areas that they just pointed out were a little wrong. As you can see, I keep going back and trying to fix the shadow side of my face, and here's where we start to actually get somewhere. And I finally figure out that I need to just place the colors that I see in the right spot and stop trying to blend them so much. So that's what I start doing, and it starts working out. Right here is where I fix the neck, because that was also another thing that my younger cousin pointed out, that my neck was too far out. So I fixed that by putting some of the hair color over it and lifting up the jacket as well, because I also noticed it was a bit low. At this point, I had a good foundation and I was just going into some detail and defining detailed areas. So that's going to be the rest of what I did with this painting, just detailing it and finishing it up. The moral of the story with this video is that if you're a beginner at something, or if you're starting something new, or even if you're not a total beginner, keep practicing. You'll eventually learn and get the hang of whatever you're doing and get better, and you just need to practice. I know a lot of people have already said that, but I emphasize that you will learn from your mistakes and you will find your techniques while practicing that thing, and you will just need to keep pushing through. So don't quit. This is also kind of a motivational video for me as well, and I just need to retell myself this occasionally to stay motivated as well and to stay on track, because I believe that if you put your passion into practice, then you can be able to do it. And that's what I'm trying with these painting videos and with starting my Instagram and stuff like that. I want to be able to be an artist and be creative and get better and learn from my mistakes, because that's what it's all about. Alright, here is the final reveal of the painting. Here it is. I decided to frame it because I wanted it to feel like the references that I showed, very Renaissance, kind of Baroque style, like with the very darkness and the shadows. I think it turned out alright. I think framing it really made it come together. And yeah, I like it. It took a while to be really like okay with it, but we eventually got there. Once I compared it to my older paintings, I was like, okay, yeah, it's actually way better than my older self-portraits. Like, just compare. Like, these are really bad. But you know, you gotta start somewhere. Like what I believe is talent is based on your passion to be doing something and a bunch of practice. Like here, I had never done a portrait before. And this was in November, and this was of myself. The difference is crazy, but at least I tried. And you know what? I think next time I'll be better. But this is still pretty good, I mean, for me. And I'm just happy that I've gotten so much progress over the last couple of months and just staying true to painting and like wanting to get better. Also, I really love the hair on this portrait. Like, it's so cool. I love it. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, like I was saying in this video, if you're a beginner artist, I highly recommend you continue to get better and continue to practice painting, because it really is all about practice and doing it over again and fixing your mistakes every time and getting better each new painting. So actually stay motivated. You got this, because as you can see, I was not very good. Like, I was good at some stuff, but for example, like portraits, which I really want to get better at, I am not very good at, and I just need to practice so I can get better. And if you really want to do it and you have the passion to do it, then you can be able to do it. Like, it's not like future artists were born and they could just know how to paint. They practiced a lot and they spent a bunch of time on it, and I feel like anyone can do it, because the progress of the painting gets better. And I truly believe that. Anyways, yeah, I am actually pretty proud of this compared to my other ones especially. And I'm just really excited for what I'm going to be able to do next. And I feel like I did get better after taking a painting one class. It has helped me so much, but there's also so many ways to learn to paint, like online and YouTube. YouTube has also helped me so much in figuring out how to mix color and how to prep my canvas and do stuff like that. But painting one class has been very personal, and it's like a one-on-one occasionally with a professor, so I could get feedback live, and I could talk about my art with other people and with the professor and ask what I should do to fix it. And I think that has also helped immensely. But yeah, anyways, I hope you feel motivated to do some type of art or just express yourself through art, because it's really fun and I love doing it. I've loved coming back to it and starting this channel and starting my Instagram, because it has just made me feel so motivated to paint again, and that was really something that I would do on my downtime, especially during COVID. And now I'm just like so happy that I'm getting back into it, because it was just so fun. Like, I had no worries, especially when I was doing it in COVID, because there was basically no school. So I'd just like paint and like do Bob Ross paintings and stuff like that. And like, I'm just so shocked of how far I've come in just a short amount of time coming back to painting. Anyways, also make sure to follow me on my Instagram, because I do post constantly on the paintings that I'm currently working on and the YouTube videos that will be posted. And I give updates on videos I'm making. So yeah, you should watch out for that and go follow me on there. And yeah, I'm going to be posting soon again. So yeah, watch out for another video. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Okay, bye-bye.